The African Commission on Human and People's Rights, meeting at its 60th ordinary session held from 8th to 22nd May 2017 in Niamey, Niger, passed a resolution on protection of sacred natural sites. This was after a series of meetings and discussions between the Commission and civil society following a call made by the African custodians of the sacred natural sites. The call, which was made and signed by the custodians meeting in 2014 in Ethiopia, called the Commission to recognize the role played by sacred natural sites as critical ecological, cultural and spiritual areas important in the conservation of all forms of biodiversity and ecosystems. The call also asked the Commission to recognize the custodian community's role in holding responsibility for protection of these places and as their ancestral and cultural sites on behalf of the entire world community. Since the passing of the resolution, some African countries including Uganda, Ethiopia, Benin, Kenya, Zimbabwe and South Africa, led by Africa Biodiversity Network, partner members have taken initiatives towards its implementation. However, although these initiatives have borne good results at the grassroots levels with custodians and their communities, there is yet more work to be done at their national government levels. Such work should translate into practical translation of the resolution into different policy frameworks as one way of addressing the current crisis about biodiversity destruction and its consequent effect on community food security and climate change. In Uganda, African Institute for Culture and Ecology, AFRIS, has been accompanying the Bagungu communities in Bulisa district in a bid to make the resolution a reality. The Bagungu, an indigenous community deeply rooted in their traditional cultural practices, have come up to revive and strengthen their customary governance systems in order to protect their food, ecosystems and natural heritage. AFRIS, with support from the African Biodiversity Network, organized a dialogue to popularize their resolution and to build confidence of the kingdoms as custodians of culture and natural heritage in Uganda, to advocate for protection of sacred natural sites and put in place plans and strategies for their future protection. The dialogue that took place in Hoima drew participants from the kingdoms of Busoga, Buganda, Toro and Bunyoro Chitara. Peter Sande Rusoke-Apoli, the minister in charge of culture in Toro Kingdom, says this has been long overdue, adding that many cultural leaders in Uganda are not informed about such resolutions that protect these important sites.
There are some offsprings, like an offspring in the Ituri forest close to Semrik, and that one you can put there an egg, a cluster of banana, right away you start eating. Within 5 minutes it is boiled. And those ones, in the cultural practices, if you don't perform rituals there, it cannot burn. It can stop instantly. How about the yelling unseen voices in the forests, of Itwara forest in Kitura? How about the self-drumming drums on the stone at Botara in Kyoto district? How about the speaking stone in Kiaka, the Jego district, and many others?
Dennis Tabaro, Executive Director, African Institute for Culture and Ecology, AFRIS, challenged the custodians to organize themselves, adding that they play a pivotal role in conserving the nature.
The custodians must organize their house. Themselves, they must organize themselves. They must organize to identify the true custodians, not the fake ones. Because when you rush it, you get yes, you lose focus. You will get some people who claim that they are custodians, kumbe they are buffoon. They have their own things. As Afris, we were going behind them, they were leading. We would not tell them, do this, do this. So that is how the process is. And then later on, that's how we reached at the district and the support from the district and all that.
Samuel Magambo is a Deputy Chief Administrative Officer, Bolisa. He says these sacred natural sites are vital in the cultures of Bagungu and nature conservation.
Also approve and recognize the customary laws of the Bagungu on preservation of the sacred natural sites as a bill, and therefore recommending it for approval to the office of Attorney General, where we had again write memorandum, and this memorandum was simplify their process. Because memorandum gives the objectives, the essence of the law you are trying to put in place.
Robert Rukahemura is the Cultural and Social Affairs Secretary to the Prime Minister of Bonyoro Kitara Kingdom. He says, as the kingdom, these sacred sites and custodians are reorganized. However, many custodians are still working in fear.
kandi ebindi tubimanye tugenda tubitoza mpora abaramansi baroho abamu kubarora hano abandi bagiye bakyayeserekere baitu ni bakora bagire kizwe kituyine kuba yahe bakekera nizo nabona barugireho bayiyoreke ekikyali kizibu.
The Kweba of Sese Islands in Buganda Kingdom, Owechitibwa Augustine Kasirie, acknowledged the majority of the clans in Buganda Kingdom reorganize the significance of sacred natural sites in the conservation of Buganda's natural and cultural heritage.
Very important role America. In fact, we were on the cover of story.
African Commission ekakora resolution. African Commission the party ya United Nations. So to name African Commission. African Commission on Human and People Rights. So, in other words, the United Nations bwanyuma yo kwetegereza okusisikara kwensi, land degradation, forest destruction, soil contamination, the food loss, bagira ngu tuteekwa kuuma ebintu by'obuhangwa emyanya yi bakweta sacred natural sites. Oka process ento muri Africa yine yatandikire omu 2016 2014 abaramansi nas custodians abo muri Africa bona abingi akeyondanda Ethiopia bakora what they call a call to African Commission for recognition of separate natural sites and territories and their custodians. Kabaliyo, omurunyo, tukafarayo omukazi bakweta Margaret Kagore na aragabulisa omusasi aligire kufa omusande kisha tuzikuya. Twatu in Ethiopia Kenya twatwine abantu bona twatwine custodians of Africa bona usoga kabatwine ushana bamweta sebulimi akana album there is the forest called the forest.
Toro Kingdom Minister of Culture Peter Sande Rusoke committed the kingdom to sign a memorandum of understanding with AFRIS to spell out the working relationship between the two institutions in rejuvenating the already eroded culture, which is an epicenter of environmental degradation. He cited some of the degraded sacred sites in Toro, like River Rwangimba in Bunyangabo district, where kings would go for cleansing, and Amabere Ganyinamwiru in the footsteps of Mount Rwenzori, which has been privatized for commercial purposes, noting that the MOU would help mitigate the speed of degraders. The cultural leaders and custodians also agreed to form a coalition of prime ministers of all kingdoms in Uganda who meet regularly to advocate for the rights of custodians of sacred natural sites at the national level. The Queen of Sese County in Buganda Kingdom, Augustus Kasirie, committed to give a feedback report to the Mengo administration, convene meetings of custodians and elders to start work on protection of sacred natural sites, mainly beginning with Mukasa, Musisi and Wanema. The dialogue ended with a field visit to Kihanja Forest, one of the sacred sites in Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom. The Bahanja clan members, who are the custodians of Kihanja Culture Forest, share the significance of conserving this culture forest and welcomed the implementation of the African Commission on Human and People's Rights Resolution 372 across the African cultures.
akagusimba kibiri tugenda kulo omuyigo gwamezere gwarwama emiti nyingi kefuka kibira ebiti egiyona twikiriza ngumbasi yanaki eyarugira hanaka ati amuyigo yasobola kutwitenga buli ndwaye nibakolesa emiti kandi noyafuye agamuzi kaga mukibira kandi akazikibwa mukibira luwe nkaruma nizibaliye ukatugambe ekitweke ekimu ekyo akaba linda eziba eziba eryo nwekera kutunga amaizi gokukolesaki embasi ebintu ebirimu mukibira